What's up, everyone? All right, well, what a way to finish the week. Up $10,593.55 in the first hour of trading. Add to the $8,000 I made yesterday, that's $18,000 in 2 days, plus the $5,000 on Wednesday, $23,000 in 3 days of trading. Not bad at all. We are seeing some momentum. So that's what it's all about, capitalizing on the volatility. I'm just glad that we're coming to the end of what is typically the slowest month of the year for me, and I'm grateful that, even though things were tough during the first 2 weeks of August, that here on week 3, things really picked up. This is one of the best weeks we've had since July. And now we're gonna come in, we're gonna try to finish up the last week of August strong, go into Labor Day weekend, feeling good, with some momentum, and then, hey, September, fall, we're right around the corner, and that's when things really pick up. So I think hopefully now we've kind of gotten over the hill and we're on the other side and we can kind of coast to Christmas. All right, so enjoy the video today, the recap. Questions and comments, as always, put them below. Tomorrow morning, right around, between 11 and 12, I'm gonna go live on YouTube and on Facebook. So you guys jump over, refresh between 11 and 12, you'll see me streaming. We'll talk about the PDT rule. We'll talk about setting up trading stations. I'll talk about the trades on NETE and FFHL today, and I'll just answer questions that you guys have. All right, so that's tomorrow, and in the meantime, enjoy the video. All right, everyone. Well, here we are at the end of the week. Another really solid day of trading. $4,000 of profit in my retirement, $6,500 in my main account, so that's a $10,000 green day. Yesterday I was up $8,000, which was the best green day I'd had of the month, and now I'm up $10,000 today. So this again showing how the winners are often clustered together. The big green days are clustered together because when the market is hot, momentum is hot, that's the time to put the pedal to the metal. This week, just in the first hour of trading, let's see, 10,000 today, 8,000 Thursday, 5,000 on Wednesday, so that's $23,000. 24,000 adding the 1,000 from Tuesday, and another 5,000 on Monday. So that's $25,000 just trading the first hour each day this week. Not bad at all. I mean, that I can feel good about. Obviously, trading past the first hour is when things get a little risky. And even today, trading past the first hour, I did take this pullback trade on FFHL. This was right around 10 a.m. That was a great trade. And then I took another trade right here for the break over 75. I made another about $1,500 on that break, but then added back up here around 635, gave back 500 on that drop, and also gave back about 500 on a false break of 6 right here. So ended up giving back a little bit, but this is one of those things where I don't mind giving back a little bit of profit as long as I've got some good gains on the day. Every single day you trade, you are either leaving money on the table or you're giving back profit. You're always doing one or the other. And so, it's up to you to decide which you prefer to do and which one bothers you the least. For me, it hurts me more to give back profit than to leave money on the table. I get a little bit of FOMO when I leave money on the table. I get a little disappointed that, oh man, I should have kept trading. I should have, kept trading through the whole afternoon. I would have done so much better or made so much more. And so I get FOMO. But when I give back profit, I was up about 11,000, almost 12,000 at one point today. So giving back some profit and being up only 10 grand, that to me, that's okay today, but generally giving back profit for me feels worse than leaving money on the table. So that's why I need to walk away before I give back profit. Now, you guys who are in the chat room, I'd love for you guys to type how much you made today, what your P&L is. I know we've only got about 900 in the room still, and we had a lot more in the room earlier today, but you guys go ahead and type. So JB, $9,284. Matt, $7,200. 2,000. Jesse, 1,100. Andrea, and who's this? Mike, you've got 245, that's a real money account. Good job. I mean, progress is progress. Jeff, 3,000, 6,300. Let's see, I saw a couple others up here. I know some of you guys are trading in the simulator. So I'm not sure. So sim, yep. So 1,400 sim, 420, 3,000, 2,000, 3,000. So, this is a stock where there was a lot of opportunity for profit. 18,000 on the week, nice clearance. Is that real money or is that sim? Daily goal, Rob. Good work, man. You've been working at it for a while. 1,200, 1,800, 500, 5,500 or 5,100 on paper, 16,000, 6,000 in the sim. So, great job. And those of you guys watching on YouTube or Facebook, these are traders in the room that are all on their journey. They want to make a living trading the market, 1, maybe 2 hours a day. It can be done. The success from trading comes from having the 3 Ds: dedication, discipline, and drive. That's what forces you to follow the rules. So, those of you who are, watching from the sidelines, or you're trying to kind of figure out how this works, I have a strategy for trading that I share with our students. And this is a strategy that helped me take a $583 account and turn it into over $1 million. This is a strategy that, I've been using, of course, here this month. And this is when it really shines, when we have stocks that make big moves like this. And so let's kind of break it down on FFHL. The one trade on CGA is kind of like a $240 trade. It's not a big deal. I can go over that briefly, but let's do time frames. So historical date, 9:25. Let's see what's going on here. 9:25 a.m. All right. And I want to remind everyone that everything in the room is educational in nature. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you where you should be buying and selling. I can't give you individualized investment advice. But what I can do is I can teach you the strategy that I use every single day. If you guys want to learn more about our disclaimer, you're welcome to see it on our website or in our description on these videos. All right, so FFHL, right, so we've got our gap scanner here. So leading gapper this morning was FFHL. However, it only had about 340,000 shares of volume. It did meet all of my criteria for being a stock worth trading. The price below $10, gapping up more than 5%. It had news on the day, above average volume, low float, history being a former runner. So it check all the boxes, which is great. However, just before the bell, it kind of dipped down here, and at the time was, to me, looking sort of weak. So I was a little hesitant on it. Instead, I opened the day by focusing on OPTT. OPTT I didn't take any trades on. It ended up opening and selling off, opening below the VWAP and just going lower. Had over 2 million shares of volume pre-market. So that was OPTT. CGA pre-market, a little bit of consolidation. Took this trade here on a red to green move, but it didn't hold that level, and I got stopped out with a small profit. So FFHL, on the 1 minute chart, actually, let's go down to like a 10-second chart just for the heck of it. I don't use these really while I'm trading, but when I look back on stocks, it can be helpful. So I saw some of you guys trading this right at the very beginning of the day, and I had an order ready. I think it was right around 3. I know this thing's really moved. 350. So the bell rings. It's taps 349. It pulls back, and I was so close to pressing the buy button there, but I said, you know what? You had a great day yesterday. You made $8,000. Don't give it back today. Let's just wait for a little more confirmation, because at this point it had just flashed down to 326. So that meant that if I got in at 350, I was risking 25 cents per share. Even with just 3,000 shares, that's a fairly big stop. And I don't like to trade with just 3,000 shares. I like to trade with 6,000 to 9,000 at a minimum. And this one just felt a little risky. So I hesitated. It then rips up to 370, and I was like, oh man, all right, well, don't chase it. hold your horses. It then drops back down to 335, and I was like, that's right. That's why you don't chase it, and that's also why that trade was probably a little bit too risky. So I'm gonna just hold off on this. And then it rips back up to 370, and I was like, dang it. Man, this thing is all over the place. It drops down, it rips up, it drops down. Now it's back up, and it rips here all the way up to 419, and now I was feeling FOMO. I was feeling like, this is almost as good of a move from 350 to 419 as we had yesterday on NETE, where I made $4,000 and got my start on the day. And I saw some of you guys posting in the room that you were already up $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. Some of you guys were already at your daily goal, and I hadn't taken my first trade yet. So I was feeling some FOMO, and I said, all right, well, just hold tight, let's wait. So it starts to pull back here underneath 420, and this is technically a 1 minute pullback, but I didn't buy it here because it dropped all the way to 380 before coming back up, and I felt like I can't trade that. That's too risky. And then it does sort of a false breakout. It only breaks by 5 cents. It then comes back. It then breaks again, but only by 5 cents. And I was like, this thing's a little tough. It then comes up here, and when it breaks right here on this high volume, this is where I said, you know what? At this point, I think it's going to break over the $0.50. And now it's my stop isn't as far away, because I mean my stop technically would probably be down there, but I really was going to put my stop right here, which is the low of this pullback, which is 30. So I took my starter right here for the break over the $0.50. We got 45, a little hesitation, and then we broke the $0.50, and this is where I started to do well. All right. So, I kind of, moment of truth here, and this hesitation at the $0.50 at 47, I was nervous. But when it started to open up, then I added up here in the 60s, and I added again in the 80s. Basically, what I was doing here was adding to my position. So my initial entry was down here, and then when I added my entry average cost went up here, and then it went up here. But then by the time I had full size position, my average cost was 60. It squeezed up to 5, and I sold my position. And just like that, I made, actually, I think on that trade, I only made like $1,500. I can't remember. That wasn't a huge trade. Maybe like 3,000, but in any case. So that was my first trade on the stock. So now let's go to the 1 minute chart. All right, so on the 1 minute chart, this was the pullback here at 28. I added at 40 or in the 40s. We got the move here up to 510. It then drops down and it then curls back up right here and rips up to 550. So let's look at the 5 minute chart. The 5 minute chart shows first pullback was right here with a high of 475. So I did take another trade on this, anticipating the break back over 5. So as it curled back up right here, I got back in, scalped for a quick profit, took a quick trade on this move here up to 550, little pullback, retest the high, now 568, 568. Then it pulls back, drops quickly. All right, now we're doing a 5 minute consolidation. It comes back up and it drops back down. Consolidating. This entry right here, 525. I did take this trade here, getting in at 525, and that was at what time? See, that was at 10 a.m., which was right here. So first 5 minute candle to make a new high, gave us a move from 525 all the way up to 570. But then it couldn't break over the high a day, and it dropped back down. I sold my position and got out. I made money on this one, though, because I took 10,000 shares with an average of 537. So by the time it hit 570, I was already up $4,000. So took profit on that, got back in right here as it came back up to test the high of 75. It hesitated, it struggled there. It hit 70, it dropped back down to 30. It hit 70, dropped back down to 44. Hit 69, dropped back down to 50. It then broke 70 and ripped almost instantly to 594. Boom, a nice solid trade on that. Added for the break over 6. It pulled back down to 80 or 67, and I stopped out and lost money. I then got back in when it came back up to 6, and it squeezed up to 635, and I sold and took profit. I then got back in right here for the first 5 minute candle to make a new high, which was right here. That ended up being a false breakout. thinking we would break over 35 and make a move up towards 650, but I stopped out. Now, here on this trade, you can see this dropped here from 610 all the way back down to 643. The second I saw weakness on the level 2, I hit the bid. I stopped out really quickly. This was in my IRA account, and I managed the risk really well. I'm totally happy with how I managed the risk on this trade. I was adding at 614, 620, 620, 618, 628, and then I hit the bid at 611. 611, I was out, and I got filled, 5,000 shares. So now it's consolidating and pulling back a little bit. It may give more opportunities the way NETE did, but I'm gonna call it a day. Tomorrow, between 11 and 12 a.m., I'm going to go live on Facebook and YouTube and do some more Q&A on the NETE trade from yesterday, the 8,000 from yesterday. I'll talk about FFHL, the $10,000 from today, because we did see some really great opportunities. And I want to remind Inner Circle students, those of you guys who are in this chat room who are part of the Inner Circle, jump over to the Inner Circle chat room and you guys can get the link to join us in Miami in December. All right, let me just pull up the Inner Circle room here real quick. Actually, I'll just ask Mike to put the link in there. All right, so Miami, this December, Inner Circle students, we're going to have a gathering where we'll all trade together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's going to be South Beach, Miami, and what we're going to do is we're going to give Inner Circle students that are currently part of the Inner Circle first opportunity to register, and then once all Inner Circle students have had a week or so to register, then we will open up registration to Warrior Pro students. So Warrior Pro students, we're going to open up registration for you guys probably towards the end of next week. All right, so it's a seminar that we'll host in Miami this December, 2019, yes. All right, so stay tuned for more info on that. Warrior Pro students, Inner Circle students, you're welcome to go and check out the link and register. Okay, so anyways, that's where I'm going to finish the day. This has been a solid week, a really nice rebound, a much needed rebound. Stan, let me do a test symbol here, ZVZZT. So to get in, I press Shift 1, Shift 1, Shift 1. I'm in this test stock with 6,000 shares. To get out, I press Control Z. Boom, I'm out. Just like that. In and then out. In and then out. I press Control Z. So that's literally how quickly you can trade if you'd like. Now, fortunately, this is not going to contribute to my P&L because it's a test stock. So you don't pay commissions on it. You just use it for testing your hotkeys. All right, everyone. So hopefully I'll see a lot of you guys on YouTube and Facebook Live tomorrow between 11 and 12. I'll be going live, so make sure you're refreshing during that time. And we'll do some Q&A. I'll talk a little bit about the PDT rules, setting up a trading station, answer some questions for you guys, talk about some of these big trades, and get you guys excited for the last week of August. We're at the turning point here, slowest month of the year. We're coming to the end of it, and things are already picking up. We just had one of the best weeks in about a month. So, you know, these are the times to really try to dig deep, capitalize on the opportunity, and I hope you guys are doing that. It looks like a lot of you guys are. All right, everyone. I'll see you guys, of course, everyone here first thing Monday morning. All right. Bye, you guys. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.